So many problems that the packaging space has to address. I think I would say first and foremost, I always step back in any packaging conversation to help people recognize the fact that packaging is a pretty small, in the end of the day, part of the broader environmental movement. So, things like our oil and gas industries, like there's a lot of things that are the leading sort of factors of climate change and environmental issues. So taking that aside, packaging, of course, is a big problem, right? Because it is the generation of a lot of waste in this country. We're using a lot of raw natural resources in order to make our packaging, and everything is packaged, right? Packaging is sort of inherent to how we consume and purchase goods. And so if I think about like what problems packaging has to solve, there are many, right? So the first is, how do we make sure that the raw inputs that go into packaging are no longer extractive and polluting? So today, many of the main materials that go into packaging are things like fossil fuels. We're logging trees to make paper. All the raw ingredients are non-renewable or extractive resources that are net destructive to the planet. So that's one big problem, is how do we replace our current reality of the raw materials that go into packaging with more renewable restorative alternatives? And then I think the other is then how do we bring a circularity lens to our packaging? So instead of this idea that every package is sort of used once, maybe if we're lucky twice, and then discarded, what would it look like if all packaging just became packaging again when it was done, right? It got recycled back into packaging. I think if we got those two things right, we would all of a sudden like set packaging up to be, certainly maybe net neutral, if not net positive for the environment.